in a place outside the rift, something was happening. Something that involved Earth Dreams, Torchwood 4's headquarters and a remote corner of Moorland in the very center of Britain. "Come on," Rhys Williams urged his wife, Roddy Collier's small hand in his own. "Come on, before it all comes down." But Gwen was standing 100 yards away from where the stricken building was enduring its own demise, her heart sore, her mind a whirl. Jack Harkness, her boss, who had recruited her for herself to work on things outside the government and beyond the police. Jack, she thought to herself. Why did it have to come to this? "Come on, love," Rhys urged, his tone softer, more encouraging. "We have our DWT to get home to, and our newest," he added, smiling at Roddy, who gave him a brief smile in return. "We can stay a little longer, just move back some, will you?" "If you need to stay," he repeated. Just as Gwen was about to turn, about to abdicate the last remnants of her that were Torchwood, she saw a flicker. Beyond the gate, a figure began to run, tearing towards them in the twilight. And, just as it was running towards them, Gwen broke from Rhys's hand on her shoulder and began to run too. Was her mind deceiving her? Had Jack Harkness got himself out of the disintegration and total collapse of Roderick Collier's Torchwood headquarters? A small figure flanked his father. Jack looked where Gwen was looking for a moment, and then back to her. "You cannot tell me." "I know," Gwen told him, looking at her former boss with awe and some unquieting relief. Will you be safe?" Again, the dazzling smile appeared. And even though Gwen Williams knew that she must not really trust it, she gave into its all-encompassing projection of reassurance, playing along, swept up with Jack's bravado. For one brief second, another figure flickered into life beside Jack and David, but the form of Mallory existed for such a short time and then she was gone. "Get out of here," Jack Harkness insisted. "Get right away, take Roddy. The effects will be less the further away you are." Inside Gwen, a feeling stirred, and not a happy one. "I will never see you again." It wasn't a question. Somehow she knew. Jack bent stiffly, lips planting on her forehead. "Never is a long time," Jack told her. "I can promise nothing," he added, a brief moment of weakness coming to the fore. He smiled again, dashing it away. "I am needed." And into the collapsing, fire-swept building, Jack Harkness strode, his son by his side. 88,888,888. When this thought had occurred to Jack, he did not know. But it was there, lodged in his brain, as deeply as the name of his brother, or that of his home planet. It was as clear as day and as real as anything. David was a part of him. He did not need to find Mallory. If he just waited, here for example, beside wide pipe that was now broken and had become a waterfall, or a glade of trees filtering a bright summer sun, or beside the river, or, well, any place, she would come to him. The doctors had helped. Whatever they had done, the quaking had seemed to settle down, and something of a calm, like the moment after a violent rainstorm, had settled in the rift. But it was an unsettling feeling, a feeling as if he were on the edge of something. There was no time to lose, though. Whatever was about to happen would happen quickly and with an enormity that Jack did not want to dwell on. "Mallory," he thought, his mind alert and open. "Where are you, Mallory?" And then the universe exploded. Around him, all manner of creatures, large, small, some without heads or limbs, some with organs on the outside, some which did not even have bodies at all and were souls in some sort of ether, rushed about him, as if fleeing from something. Mallory. Jack's mind called, hot and vibrant. And he pictured the woman who he needed to find, who had been born here, who was made up of a part of here. Mallory. And then he saw what it was that had come for him. It had been Toshika who had heard the music from a different age, for the entertainment of men and women who were living their own lives on the edge, not knowing whether a bomb was going to land on their house, or if a loved one was going to be reported dead. The dance hall in Cardiff had been busy with people who wanted to dress in their best and forget the troubles of the war around them. If he listened carefully, Jack could almost hear the music again, almost smell the officer with whom he had shared a brief moment of passion. No. Jack's mind told him to focus. A sound like the sea roaring around a rocky shore in the worst of a winter storm seemed to fill the rift. It began to rain. Hot sizzling raindrops fell onto the ground and around Jack. As they met the grass they sizzled. Jack looked up. Billis Manger had unleashed the great devourer.